Scott. Hey, me.
Hello, Kim. Hey, everybody. We are back.
My name is Kim Diaz-Holm, also called an Ungar Holm, and I have with me my friend Scott Christian Sava, also called Savart.
Yes.
Savart. And today we will be, what will we be doing, Scott?
It's May the 4th. So May the 4th be with you, and we're Star Wars Day. So,
Damn, is that what May the 4th means? I thought it was the 4th International Workers' Day.
yeah.
I thought we were going to, no, we draw Marx on May the 1st, and then we draw Lenin, and then we draw Mao, and then, so I prepared all wrong.
Just put a little mask over uh, Mao or Lenin or whatever, and
Yeah, perfect, perfect.
all right.
Okay.
I was this close to drawing the Mandalorian, but I've like done him so many times that I'm like I'm gonna draw Princess Leia. So I
Ooh.
didn't want to do watercolors, so I just wanted to do a portrait with my pencil. Who have you chosen, or is it a guessing game?
I mean, look at the color. There's a color
Green?
here.
Oh, Boba
Yes.
Fett, or Greedo,
I thought
or just Yoda?
Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda. Ah, okay,
I thought,
okay.
I don't know. I have my relationship to Star Wars isn't all that deep, but my kids love it, so I have to love it as well.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's the
so,
law.
so I and they keep singing Baby Yoda,
Yeah.
sit, sitting in the pod, Baby Yoda is what they keep singing. So I
That's funny.
that that's all I'm bringing to this, and I thought I'm not really in a creative mood, in a creative upcycle in my bipolar cycles. So I thought I'd just do something stupid and simple, at least to start with, and
Yeah.
see if I can just knock it out in some strange way.
Well, Baby Yoda is right up your alley, so I think that's perfect.
Yeah, I'm known for drawing cute things.
Oh boy. Well, let's see. Tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo. Um,
I
we could
thought
have done something.
you tomorrow was May the 5th, where you have to plead the fifth.
Yeah. It is, but I think Cinco de Mayo might be a little more important to more people. I think Star Wars got one day. Don't overstay your welcome.
Yeah, yeah. So, but you've drawn a hell of a lot more Star Wars than me.
I have, I have. I mean, I've done some Star Wars card sets. I've um, you know, gone to so many conventions where people want me to draw, Darth Vader or this or that. My kids, I've drawn Vader and stormtroopers and um, gosh, when was it the Force Awakens came out, I was drawing, Kylo Ren and this and all of the characters. So I've painted in every medium, every character. I've drawn them. Yeah, it's become funny enough, I've actually drawn more Star Trek than I have Star Wars.
Yeah,
But
I like more Star Trek than
yeah, me too. Me
uh,
too.
yeah. I'm definitely Trekkie, and but I think we've talked about this before. That you are a fan of the next generation,
Yeah.
which I also like. But for me, um, for me, the best is the original series
Oh, you're a Kirk
because
fan. Yeah.
I just love the insanity and creativity of the early series.
Yeah, yeah. It's. I mean, they were both really good with some really wonderful episodes, And I think Next Generation, I tried showing it to the boys, and they just had
Hmm.
no interest. And the first season is not that great, so we never really
Yeah.
got to some of the really good ones. But yeah, it's I I we really like the what is it, Bold New Donna? What Strange New Worlds? If you like classic Trek, see if you can see
Hmm.
Strange New Worlds. It's it's essentially it's Captain Christopher Pike, who
Oh
was
yeah,
the
yeah.
yeah, it's
Mm.
really good. Anson Mount is fantastic, and it's a great. They're doing really good. It's very reminiscent of original Trek.
Then I need to check that out because
Yeah,
I've I do like modern Star Trek as well, and I love the Next Generation. But I've sort of felt that Star Trek has slowly gone more and more towards the epic storytelling, the long series storytelling, and more away from the episodic.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
and I like, I think there's a value in the episodic format that you lose when you go try to go epic.
yeah,
So
yeah. Every episode is a continuing story from the previous one.
yeah, and in the original series, I mean, are some continuities, but in essence, every episode could be its own universe.
Yeah, well, that was
Uh,
back in the days where
yeah,
um, the episodes would be shown out of order. There was no particular order or anything, and that was TV up until the streaming came out. Because I worked on TV shows and pitched TV shows and syndicated, like uh, uh, stations would say no, they have to be played in any order because we're just going to play them whenever we feel like it, and especially when it comes to reruns. Um,
yeah.
they want to be able to just do that, and I think that hurts a lot of stories when you're trying to tell a larger story. But you know, shows like
But
Star Trek got it right, and they found a way to do it where each story was like Twilight Zone too. They're all
oh
each
yeah,
individual stories.
uh, but I think it's easy to look at the shift that happened from the episodic and procedural storytelling
Yeah,
over to the epic storytelling. So going from uh, Murder She Wrote to Game of Thrones, or
yeah,
to
yeah,
to um, um, The Wire, since it's basically the same genre as Murder She Wrote. No, it's not.
yeah.
But I think it's easy to look at that as purely a sort of an evolution that the episodic format had to evolve into the epic format. But I think it's actually just two different formats that have always existed. If you look at fairy tales um, and a lot of folk stories, there are these characters that often repeat, but the stories are new every time.
Like
And
Sherlock Holmes was like that. Yeah,
oh yeah, but in Norwegian fairy tales we have this character that's called the Ash Lad, Askeladden, or Oskefisen, which means the ash part, actually. Um, but he is sort of just the stand-in of a hero name for a certain type of hero, and he has two brothers, and you sort of know what's going to happen, but the stories are new every time, and they do the same type of stuff every time. They leave the
Wow.
farm every time. They go and marry a princess every time. They defeat a troll every time, but the stories are different. And I think that it's easier to explore certain issues when you don't have to think of all this world
Yeah.
building and continuity and all that stuff, when you just have these archetypes of characters, which um, Kirk and Spock and Dr. McCoy were, and
Yeah.
then you just let them fight it out and figure out uh, a new
You put them in different
morality play
situations.
each time. Yeah,
Yeah.
put them in different situations, see how it shakes out.
Yeah.
I think that's has a value in itself,
Yeah,
and
you're
it's
right.
not
You're right.
just the evolution from of the technology and the possibility of streaming and the possibility of doing these longer stories, but it's also just it's a different format that has worth in itself.
Yeah. That's true. And I know that for me as a writer, I prefer that too. Like I prefer having that building out the world and then you could just kind of let those characters run with it. How is it that you're already done? I just looked up. I'm sitting here working
It's
on this
not.
eye, just chatting, and I look up and there's a fully formed Grogu.
Yeah, but
Uh,
that's because mine is silly and simple.
I just had my first cup of tea.
Uh, yeah, 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 yeah,
We're
yeah.
gonna have to start making you work with one hand behind your back.
That's that. That's not difficult. Well, I draw with just one hand. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's true.
I mean, you're not really good at this
Yeah, that's true. That was not a good.
punishment thing, Scott.
Yeah. All right.
I can start
Your
drawing with
feet
my
have to touch the
wrong hand.
ground. Yeah.
Now I've started drawing with my wrong hand.
Oh, now you're just showing off.
Yep, and potentially also messing up.
Yeah.
If you can't risk messing up, then what's the fun of drawing Baby Yoda for May the 4th?
Do you,
While
do people see what I'm dealing with?
I mean, can't, can't you just start drawing with the other hand? Isn't what's the problem?
Oh God. I'm sitting here worrying about is this gonna look like Carrie Fisher or not? And you're, yeah, I'm done. Oh, I'm gonna do this left-handed or right-handed now.
I'm also worried if this is going to look like Carrie Fisher or
Carrie
not.
Fisher.
Okay, I have to switch back. Inking with my wrong hand isn't that is beyond my
Yeah,
ability.
it's all fun and games till you realize you got to show this to your kids.
Yeah,
So, how is everybody out there in the comments? How are you all doing? I know In typical fashion, Kim and I just jumped right in and just started chatting. Any good questions, dear? Oh, good. Good. Everybody's chatting along amongst themselves. Yeah, it still doesn't look like her, but
But
mm,
you usually get it by the end.
yeah, sometimes. My Kiefer Sutherland's eyes were wonky too. So, likenesses are the bane of my existence. I much prefer drawing people that, don't exist. In other words, like just using a photo reference of a model, but no one has an idea of whether it looks just like that person or not. So I can just have fun. But drawing someone famous, everybody knows.
I don't know. I think you're just bad at drawing. I mean, I got this likeness of Groku immediately. I don't see what's the difference between
You had
Groku
your eyes
and
closed
Carrie
too the whole
Fisher.
time.
My eyes closed, and getting the likeness of Groku is, of course, very difficult.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I am very bad at this. Oh, God.
Did you did you make this sketch right now? Did you start from the start?
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention. That's crazy good.
Yeah, it was a blank page. You could see all my guidelines and everything, but like I said, I
Yeah,
just,
but
no matter how many, I'm 55 and I'll still get eyes a little high, a little low. I'll get a little too close. I think this is why you trace when you're doing a professional gig. You need the client's not going to care whether you traced or not. They just want it to look like who they're paying you to have it look like. But especially when you're doing these live, it's just hit and miss.
that's also why portrait artists who don't trace, they spend hours and
Yeah,
hours on getting the block in correct.
yeah, yeah. And my mom taught me something really helpful. She said, take your art and put it into the mirror. Like look in the mirror so you can see,
Yeah,
because you just get used to seeing it one way, and as soon as you do that, um, you see all of the mistakes, everything that's wrong.
yeah, that's a good trick. Another good trick is to watch it from afar, or in case where you're streaming, you can watch it through the phone or through the
Yeah,
camera, and it's not quite as good as the mirror, but it does give you another way to view it.
yeah.
And I just see that my Groku is perfect, so I don't need that.
You're just gonna spend the next hour sipping tea and watching me.
Yeah,
Great.
that's the that's the plan.
My job now is to sit and judge everything you do, Scott.
While noisily eating. Mm.
I've been enjoying the sketching on the tanned paper. It's very relaxing, um, and it's been a good distraction from all the watercolors and the markers and everything else. So that's why I chose
Is
this
it?
today.
This is yeah, it's darker paper, tan.
Yes, it's just a tanned paper. So yeah, if you look, I did what was his name? Rabindranath Tagore. But these are just the tanned paper, and I like the way the white pops on it. It's really really nice. And so I may not always like my drawings, but the materials have a nice feel to it. And sometimes that's enough.
Mm.
Yep.
I know this Star Trek thing very well, and I'm going to call you Scotty all the rest of live. Scotty.
Are you done yet, Scotty? I cannot change the laws of physics, Captain. I'm giving it
Damn
all
it,
I
Jim.
can, Captain.
Hmm. Okay, yeah, yeah. I think I'm done.
Bye. Everybody say goodbye to Kim.
Bye bye. See you in the month. It's a
And then you
hard
just
day's
come in and
job.
throw paint to the screen and go done. Walk out.
Okay, so chat. Which humanoid or human Star Wars character should I draw and try to draw realistically like Scott does?
Oh,
So it's your choice now, chat. Otherwise, as I will be just eating apple and teasing Scotty. Okay,
okay.
Anakin is the first.
Anakin, you got
Obi Wan
Obi
is.
Wan, um, Chewbacca.
I want to do a human face. So
Want to do
and
a human face?
yeah.
Um,
So then Obi Wan or Anakin or Lando. Lando. Let's do Lando.
yeah. Oh, that is a tough one.
Yeah, but I just said I was going to do it. So um,
I was just warning you. I've drawn Lando.
so
He's
uh, let's find a good picture of Lando. And the lighting in the old Star Wars is so flat, but there is a good picture of Donald Glover as Lando, young
God.
Lando, I think.
Oh God. For some reason, I was thinking Han Solo was tough to draw. No,
Ooh,
Lando should be okay.
just need to find a good uh, image of Billy D. Williams. That's his
Not
name,
as
right?
Harvey Dent.
Was he Harvey Dent?
He was in the original Batman movie, the Michael Keaton one. He never became Two-Face though.
Oh, yeah.
Instead, they made what's his name? Two-Face.
Um, Tommy Lee Jones was
Tommy
Two
Lee
Face.
Jones. Yeah,
Yeah,
who played it more like the Joker,
yeah,
but
very much.
he was up against Jim Carrey as the Riddler, who played it like Joker. And
Yeah, that was like a double Joker threat.
yeah,
I think I found a image with even some shadows on, and you can see Yeah, let's
Yeah.
try to draw Lando.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah,
here
we
is
didn't get a
not
chance to do
Lando.
my nails this morning.
I, I did my nails in a few seconds before
Oh, did
setting
you?
up the live, so I messed them up while setting up the live.
Well, I think they look fine.
Thank you, Scotty. Let's see if I know how to draw with. This is a pencil, right?
I think so.
Seems like a pencil.
You don't use a pencil too often, do you?
And now it's more and more seldom. Uh,
Yeah.
but lately I've been getting back into trying out more different tools. Uh, Going back to, I mean, comic book penciling was the main thing I always studied
Yeah.
or practiced. So it's not like penciling is this strange new thing for me.
No, no, you're just
But
out of
but
practice a little bit
oh yeah,
because you've been just going straight to inks, which you are just amazing at.
yeah. But now I'm trying to get better at doing portraits,
Oh,
and
really?
that's really hard when you go straight to ink.
Yeah, it is.
Then you're messing up for yourself. But the idea is to be able to manage to capture some sort of likeness
Yeah. How
in a
many? Now
short time directly.
I saw that
Mm.
you were doing uh, a bunch of portraits. Did you decide how many?
Yeah, I'm going to do 10 portraits of my followers. One of them is done. That is this one. That's directly
Oh, fantastic!
with ink.
I love that.
This was done while while actually on a Zoom call with Ingve, who is the model for it. So I was
Oh,
chatting with them and drawing at the same time from a
that's
photo,
really
not
cool.
from the chat. So
Okay.
that's the general idea because I want to find ways to. Uh, I I've been thinking about art as magic, as a sort of a ritual
Did you see
practice.
the quote from Alan Moore about that?
No, probably, but I don't know
Okay.
which quote you're talking about.
Well, I'll let you finish your sentence and then I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah,
But I thought that's what you were talking about.
I've been thinking more and more about art as a, a sort of magic, as a sort of a way of communicating with past and future selves and communicating ideas that you can't grasp otherwise. And it's become more and more clear to me that sitting alone in a basement isn't the way to do magic.
Yeah.
It's a communal thing. It has to
Yeah.
do with you have to have some community for um, to make it as powerful as you can. And
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
and
wonderful.
then hmm, yeah, but the Alan Moore quote, is it
Oh,
new?
yeah, let me see. Let me see if I could find it. I know I have it on my other, the one that I'm currently using. Let me just see here. Yes, let me see. It's under notes, I think. Notes. Really? It's playing in this in the theaters? Okay, you ready?
Mhm.
Art is, like magic, the science of manipulating symbols, words, or images to achieve changes in consciousness. To cast a spell is simply to spell to cast a spell is simply to spell, to manipulate words to change people's consciousness. And I believe that is why an artist or writer is the closest thing in the contemporary world that you are likely to see to a shaman. Artists and writers have allowed themselves to be sold down the river. They have accepted the prevailing belief that art and writing are merely forms of entertainment. They're not seen as transformative forces that can change a human being, that can change a society. And then
Yeah.
he also wrote another one. To me, all creativity is magic. Ideas start out in the empty void of your head and they end up as a material thing, like a book you can hold in your hand. That is the magical process. It's an alchemical thing. Yes, we do get the gold out of it, but that's not the most important thing. It's the work itself. And then one more. One word balloon in From Hell completely hijacked my life. A character says something like, the one place gods inarguably exist is in the human mind. After I wrote that, I realized I'd accidentally made a true statement and now I'd have to rearrange my entire life around it. But those are three Alan Moore quotes that I saved for myself.
Yeah, those are really good quotes. And I find Alan Moore a little bit freaky
Yeah.
because he has long hair and beard like me, and people say I look like him. And he's never really been much of an influence on me. But
Yeah.
every time I sit down and read or listen to his interviews or his writing and stuff, a lot of the opinions are really close.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's something freaky there. I
Eh,
did love From Hell and Watchmen, but it was uh, I sort of I did wrote a article about Alan Moore many years ago, and in researching that, I found a much greater respect for him because I figured out that he actually was a failed comic book artist. That he
really?
originally started doing these uh, silly but wordy half-page comic strips um, for underground magazines and such, and basically he was too slow at drawing. So
Yeah.
in order to make money to when he got his first child, he uh, stopped drawing and started just writing instead.
That's
And,
amazing.
and that sort of explains why he is really good with the comic book medium.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny, Marv Wolfman, who's created Blade and Crisis on Infinite Earths and whatnot. He was an art history major. I think that was yeah, yeah, that was his thing, was art history. And so I think a lot of comic book writers have dabbled in art first, found out it's
Yeah,
not as easy as it looks. Um,
yeah,
but I think Alan Moore and David Bowie have really amazing points of view about art, and I always find their quotes really good.
yeah,
Neil Gaiman's really good about that too, and Kim's got on his
definitely.
concentration face. All right, let him.
Yeah, I'm
He's like,
I,
oh no, I've got to make this look like Lando Calrissian. All right,
yeah,
Don, you
that's
want to ask
the
me? Let's read some comments. Oh gosh. Well, it's still the morning, but it's good because I'm getting to hang out with my friend Kim. I love that. Oh, yeah, yeah. That is so disgusting. I
Say
don't get.
hello to Mona in the chat.
Nice.
Hello.
Hi, Mona. Nice. Well, that's good. Well, Kim and I are usually talking a lot too, which is good. Yeah. So this is the photo that I'm using, and you do your best, but it kind of looks like, but there'd be something just a little bit off that makes them not look exactly like it, and that is
Oh yeah,
the most infuriating thing.
it is. I thought I just since we were talking about experimenting with different tools, I just thought I'd in with this
Is that chalk?
reddish brown chalk and see if I can make that work. And with the toned paper is interesting, and
Yeah,
yeah,
tone paper. I when we had figure drawing class in college, you get newsprint paper, which is always just very, very almost white. And so we were told to just take like vine charcoal and just rub it around, smudge it to get kind of a mid-tone. And that was our toned paper. Kind of make your own
yeah,
toned paper. But I miss that. I like having that underlying color. Oh, let me have some more of my tea.
we can. I'm gonna see if I'm going can make a whole drawing without a brush, and hopefully still have it look like my art in some way.
Okay.
So
The iconic buns.
the conic buns. So do we have a no? There were no questions from the chat.
Um, yeah, I think
So we're
the
having a very quiet day today, so
yeah, I
that's
think it's
good
a
for
it's
my
a
mood.
yeah, I think it's good. We could just kind of sit. I'm trying to think of just something to um talk about. I'm trying to think of anything because I am just well, Donna and I we're still trying to get our movie stuff going, which is good, and we miss doing that. So we're hoping that maybe in the next few weeks or something we'll be working on. I'll be writing again, which I really miss. Um,
Exciting.
yeah, yeah. Do you write? Donna was asking.
Yeah, I mean, I've always thought of myself more as a writer than an artist. Uh,
Really?
but then writing sort of fell more and more out of the picture for me. But then because of the videos, I'm writing
Yeah.
again, but I'm not writing stories again.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
it's a weird position to be in, but I feel the calling of writing more and more these
Yeah.
days.
I there's just a certain part of the brain that tickles just right,
Yeah,
when you can tell a story and, build a world. Um, I like when all the little pieces kind of make sense. They all come together. Um,
yeah.
so
It's
yeah.
also it is very seductive to be able to escape into the world you're creating,
Yeah.
at least for
Yeah.
me. And that was my problem with writing was that in certain parts of my bipolar, I spent more time just fantasizing about writing than actually writing, which
Oh,
isn't
okay.
that good. Uh, at least when my illustration career started going better and better.
Yeah.
This piece is looking horrible at this moment, but I'll pretend it's the ugly face. Oh,
Donna's got a question.
hmm?
Donna's reading. Engaged as in like got to meet the cast, or Ruby Ruby had asked if we'd ever engaged with the universe or content of old Star Wars. Um, I'm assuming either um, have we maybe worked on them or maybe met some of the cast or anything. Uh, I've worked on like trading cards. That was about as close as I got to it. Um, I saw Mark Hamill in the waiting room at one of the studios once. I'm trying to think of if I've had any kind of connection. What about you, Kim?
I made a autobiographical comic about hating Star Wars once. So that's
I
my
uh,
closest connection.
I hate Star Wars, a love story by Kim Diaz Home.
Yep.
uh,
It, it was for it was funny, but it was for May issue of a magazine, which was going to be a lot of things about Star Wars. So I thought I'd just
okay.
uh, bring my perspective to it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it, I didn't make myself look terribly good. it's uh, it's fun to complain when you know you are in the wrong in some sense, when you don't take yourself too seriously.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna move her eyes a little closer to each other, see if that helps. All right. I think I'm done with the black part. Let me.
So but my hatred of Star Wars started when I was a little kid, and I was sort of very interested in special effects and that everything should look as real as possible. I was probably 7 years old, and I was in the birthday party of uh, someone in my class, and they were going to watch a Star Wars movie, and I absolutely hated it.
Really?
Later, I found out that that was one of the Ewok movies.
Oh,
But for many years, I thought basically that was Star Wars,
that was Star Wars.
and I never forgave it for that. So just
Oh no. Imagine that being your first introduction to Star Wars.
yeah, and it was, and but I kept my hatred for Star Wars alive until my kids started loving Star Wars,
Yeah.
uh, because because Star Wars fans were so easy to annoy.
Yeah. Someone had asked what was it the black pencil or the black thing you were just using? Was it a crayon? That
This is
was that
Sharpie,
the
and
Sharpie?
we have some black charcoal,
Black
and
charcoal.
yeah,
Yeah, it's probably black charcoal.
so I'm basically just messing around with all the tools that are lying in reaching distance, and that are not brushes.
I think it's great. It's looking fantastic.
I'm interpreting the tone of your voice as sarcasm.
No, no, don't. I'm serious.
Yeah, I don't believe you.
No.
I choose to
I
interpret
choose
it.
to.
Uh, I choose to disregard your honesty, and yeah,
No, we already have our own inner monologue telling us that we're doing horribly. I think our friends should at least support us.
yeah. I think our friends should support the voice that says I'm doing horribly.
I don't know. I think it looks just like Jabba the Hutt.
Oh, it's funny because it's true. Let's go all out and see if we can do some uh, ballpoint pen as well. Let's just do
Yeah, that's
all
not a
the tools
brush.
here.
That's
It's not a brush.
not a brush.
Do everything all at once, except brush.
Except brush. Yeah. I actually enjoy um, these a lot because we can just chat, and then sometimes we could just be just sitting in silence sketching together,
Yeah,
which is good.
it is. It is. I do
But
get nervous whenever we're silent, and so because then I
I
think, oh, are they not entertained?
yeah, I think people know us well enough. Like
Yeah,
I said, I was saying before we went live, I said, there is just a feeling of a tiredness of having to perform, and I'd like to find.
yeah.
I think what you're doing, the portraits. Are you doing your people from your Patreon?
Not just the Patreon, it's people from all over the internet, basically. So, but I thought I didn't quite think it through before I announced it. But I'm leaning more and more towards that I want to do Zoom calls or meetings with the persons I'm uh, drawing in order to try to capture some of their personality as well, because and try to get to make it a way of getting to know them a little
Yeah,
bit, because there is something very strange and uh, not healthy about the type of one-way relationships you build
yeah,
on social media. This, whatever you call it, the celebrity culture or the
yeah,
influencer thing is it's unhealthy, not just for people who develop parasocial relationships to their internet heroes, but also for
no,
now
you're
I have
right.
to say for us internet heroes.
Yeah,
That's the worst thing I've ever said the last 5 minutes.
yeah,
It is, yeah, it's a strange thing we're doing, uh, and you know, figuring out how to make it more social, more human, more true, and more healthy and more magical in some way. That's
yeah.
the hope.
There's I think what we are doing is the work of 10 people. You know, we're the camera people, we're the writers, we're the editors, we're the the marketing people, we're the actors, we're the costume designers, we're the lighting people. And I think um, sometimes we have to stop and realize that we're being asked to do so much for so little,
Yeah,
and yet we're um, entertaining more people than TV shows staffed with 100 people. Our content is being viewed more than if I'm getting 80 million views a month, that's more than probably most TV shows,
yeah.
and that's just on YouTube. So you think about that and you go, you get the feeling like we're being used. You know,
But but but, but I mean, I don't think you should worry about being used because those who make the TV shows are also being used. So
but they're getting paid better.
that was the joke.
Yeah, no, yeah. That's it. Yeah, I just
uh,
I
they are getting
I'm
paid more. But
yeah, I don't know. I
the
Go
the
ahead.
the creator economy, as it's called, is not gearing up to be very healthy.
Mm-mm.
But then again, uh, we're living in a system where everything is based on worker exploitation.
Yeah.
So even if you don't mean that as a bad word, that's the word for how to make money in this
Yeah.
system. And as we're heading into a world with more and more huge monopolies and AI and this sort of weird everyone's a content creator thing. Uh, it's it's don't worry, it's only going to get worse.
Yeah. I was really surprised and a little appalled when about 6 months ago or so, um, YouTube reached out and it was just like a marketing thing to creators saying, "Hey, check out our new AI tools." And it was all you have to do is type something in and we'll create the rest. It'll be edited, it'll be visuals, it'll be blah 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 blah. And as if for some reason that was going to make our lives any better. And
Well, it did for some people. I mean, the amount of especially if you're looking for history content, the amount of channels that are AI voice reading AI scripts over AI images of sort of historical content, like World War II history or the greatest
yeah,
armies. It has just exploded,
yeah,
and it's also very fitting since it's the history content that's exploded the most, and AI is unable to tell fact from fiction.
yeah,
It's unable to sort of know when it lies. So this
yeah.
is uh, this is great.
Another
Ah,
thing that's going to be, writing its own our own history.
yeah.
You know, a whole generation of uh, people who are going to go, no, 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 this never happened, or no, no, I read or I remember seeing on YouTube. Uh,
It happened on YouTube, so that's
yeah, the channel was called History Facts. It's got to be right.
oh yeah. Otherwise, they wouldn't be allowed to call it history facts.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just I think there's and I'm assuming other people feel this too, but there's this exhaustion of um at working every day just to survive, not to get ahead, not to, you know,
Yeah,
whatever, and just that constant fear of what if this doesn't do well? What if that doesn't do? What if I can't? I don't know. It's a lot to put on us, and there's no security anymore. There was
yeah,
at least before the 80s there was at least a security of you find a job, and if as long as you are working, you come in, you work, you do your job, then you'll be taken care of, and that is just not available anymore. There's no loyalty. There's no community between employer and employee. And I'm not seeing that with YouTube either.
And everything is also going towards gig economy because employees can unionize, but gig workers can't.
Um, Gig meaning work for hire
Yeah,
or part
so
time or whatever. Yeah,
part-time,
yeah.
smaller contracts. Um, but now we've gone from uh, Scotty and Kim tiredly talking about Star Trek to old men yelling at clouds,
Yeah. Get off my
which
lawn.
which is the best type of content. I mean,
Yeah.
next we should enter the manosphere, start giving dating advice to angry young men.
Well, I look forward to these times.
Yeah, it's
Oh, all right. Hey, that's looking great. Oh, I can zoom in on that. I can't zoom in on yours. Darn.
can I zoom in on? Yeah, I can.
Oh, look at that.
Uh, ooh, ooh, ooh.
I love it. Yeah.
Thank you. I
It's only
don't love it.
it's only your second work of art this morning.
Yes, the first one was better. Where did I put the first one? Ooh, yeah, that one. This one was perfect.
I love it. Ah, I'm just gonna keep noodling these eyes until they start to look like her.
Yeah, I can't noodle the eyes because the one thing that isn't anywhere close is anything to sharpen a pencil with.
Oh,
So then I have to do without. Ooh, but I have a Posca marker. That can be cool.
it's not a brush tip though, is it?
Nope, not a brush tip. I mean, what do you take me for? Yeah, but I can't stay too long today because it's actually nice weather. The
Oh,
summer
that's great.
suddenly came to Bergen, and it will probably leave again very soon. But it came for now, so we're going to.
Well, I'm done, so I'm just noodling while you finish up. But if you
You're
need to
waiting for
go,
me to finish up.
yeah, I'm just
Typical,
sitting here being patient. Yeah,
typical.
I didn't
Uh,
want to make you feel bad, but
I do feel bad. I do feel bad. All because of you. Now you feel
Uh,
bad.
well, yeah, Carrie Fisher's not the easiest to draw, but I did the best I could. It doesn't look like her, but the buns seal the deal. No one's gonna mistake her for anybody else. They go, it doesn't look like Carrie Fisher, but I know it's Princess Leia.
I misheard you there, so I heard Princess Leia. The
It's
Princess
Leia.
Leia, which is a great
Metal.
concept. Very metal. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to your next movie, The Princess Leia.
The Princess Leia. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Melos. The next live will be the first. We go live the first of every month.
The first Saturday of every month.
First Saturday. Sorry. Yes, the first Saturday of every month.
So yeah, the first Saturday of June will be the next live, and yeah, I'm already looking forward to it because then I don't have to draw Star Wars. Oh, this is fun. This is fun. I'm
Join us
messing up
next.
Billy. Hmm?
Join us next month when we do Jurassic Park. So.
Yay! Well, dinosaurs
Yeah,
are always
dinosaurs.
great.
Darn it, I didn't pick anything. I was gonna say Pride and Prejudice, but yeah. Um, is it Jane Austen? Jane Austen July is a thing apparently.
Okay, so we'll do Jane Austen July and uh,
So this is my. I take these binder clips and I click them together like this. It becomes my own little fidget thing.
nice fidget.
It is a good fidget.
Yeah, I think I'm. It's not really done, but I think I'm
I
going to call
totally
it.
get it. I think it looks fantastic.
It's the second best Baby Yoda I've drawn today.
I love it. I love it. Well, thanks for hanging out again. And thank you
Thank you
everybody
for
for
hanging out
joining us.
and
I hope you guys have a great Kim, have a great time with your family today. Enjoy the summer.
the brief summer.
The brief
And
summer.
then uh, before before the 17th of May, which is the Constitution Day in Norway,
Mm,
um, it's always it can start snowing just on a whim.
really?
Uh, it's not uncommon that you will get the last snow of the year then, but now it's 20 degrees Celsius, so it's pretty
Oh,
hot, and yeah,
well, yeah, it's a little overcast and raining here, but we don't have any threat of snow anytime soon. I think we'll be
I
okay.
we hopefully don't have that, but people, as long as I have existed, I've heard people complaining about snow in May, and every year, not every year, but it happens.
Really? Wow.
But not much snow, just
Yeah. But you guys are so far north. You're so far north, so
yeah,
you're like higher than Canada north, right?
yeah, I think so. But we have the Gulf Stream to heat us up, so we get,
Okay.
and we were that's why we were sought after during World War II, because we had the longest ice-free coastline to the north.
Wow.
Uh, so the coastline of Norway is basically ice-free all year because of
That's amazing.
uh, because of the Gulf Stream, and both the Allies and the Nazis wanted it. The Nazis got there first, uh, so yeah. But we can take the war history next time.
Yeah,
It
we will.
was so good to get to chat to you and to draw some Star Wars
Same,
with
my
you,
friend.
and
Thanks for
hope
being a
you
good
have a
sport.
great. Thank you, and thank you, everybody. See you next
We will
month.
see you next month. All right. Bye.
Bye.